Wait, you contributed?
Yes, and you're put in a WhatsApp group, but you're not invited. You're actually kindly told that, yeah, you know the number at the reception is so limited, but we would have wanted to have all of you. Yeah, I'm just saying, for weddings. It's not a guarantee that you're in the WhatsApp group that you're invited to the event.
But that's funny. Really. But I do get it. Hello everyone.
This is Butterscotch. You're welcome.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Tracy.
Angela. So today we think it's a very interesting topic. We're talking about fundraising when it comes to people's personal functions. Okay, like birthday parties, baby showers, bridal showers, kuchalas at some point.
Yes, kuchalas and these days there's even an intro shower,
yeah,
bridal showers.
Yes, so
those functions. We had baby gender reveal parties. Exactly. I have a friend, you know yourself, you're going to watch this. She introduced me to gender reveal parties. Gender reveal parties, that was something very new. But yeah, the parties are there and people actually contribute to those.
Yes. So now, like we were saying, sometimes you find yourself, you wake up and you're in a WhatsApp group because that it is easier for people to ask for money that way. I think fundraising, I don't want to say begging for money. So yeah, so today we want to talk about what do we think about it? What do you think about?
First of all, for me, I'm excited about this topic. I am still very excited about this because just the other day, I mean, I've spoken about it before. I think not with you, but with my colleagues at my former workplace. Like we were talking about that. I was having so many people like add me to these different groups. So it's like, but why do people keep adding me to these groups? And then we have to contribute for our grad, we have to contribute for our pressure, have to contribute for like 1,000 gazillion things. Then just before you told me about this, I'd had a similar conversation with my workmate at my current workplace right now. And I was expressing myself and I was telling her what I think. But I today we're not discussing what we think first. We put up the topic for discussion for people to tell us their
feedback.
So Angela, we should start with what your people told you.
So I'm going to keep mine anonymous. I don't want people to stop giving me their
mine
opinions.
too.
Yeah. So someone texted me. The problem is the extended family, the workmates, cellmates, church members, many friends one has, etc. One gets tired of keeping up appearances by contributing to all and failing to pay their own bills. It's a headache affair. And then there is one also, I failed to find it somewhere, but she put it in such words that can you imagine someone ghosts you like for decades and then you find yourself in their WhatsApp group?
So one of the comments that I got was, honestly, I'm so bothered by someone putting a birthday party for themselves and they want people to contribute. Unless if it's a surprise party organized by others. For weddings, it's okay, though it shouldn't be a must. Like you should have a budget planned out, then other people's contribution should just come in to help out. She continued to say, meanwhile, marriage specifically is a family thing, and I personally think contributions should come from within the family. Of late, being added to a WhatsApp group is a direct invitation. Only people who are invited to the function are added so that they can keep being updated about preparations, how and where to find their invitation cards and all of that. Now, if you are led to contribute something towards the cause, bless your heart, but it's not mandatory, and not contributing doesn't mean you are no longer invited.
When she says that it's usually like an invitation, actually for me, I think I have been on somewhere you are in it and you contribute, but then you're kindly told, no, we're only inviting a small number. I'm not saying that we want to go.
What? Wait. Wait, you contributed?
Yes, and you're put in a WhatsApp group, but you're not invited. You're actually kindly told that, yeah, you know the number at the reception is so limited, but we would have wanted to have all of you. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
it's not a guarantee that you're in the WhatsApp group that you're invited to the event.
But that's funny. Really. But I do get it. Maybe because we're in COVID, like COVID season and all of that, like trying to limit the numbers, but I still, anyway, I don't.
Disclaimer: if I am in your WhatsApp group right now, not personal at all. Thank you for understanding.
So that's what she thinks. Another person said, so she says, I've organized a few and I always ask people to pay a certain amount of money for their food. It's basically come celebrate with us, and a plate of food is, let's say, 30K, and the rest is catered for.
Okay.
So she says in her case they were only paying for the
food.
So she says, so you are not contributing for the whole function to happen, you are simply paying for your plate of food. Her contribution was rather long, but she also said not like for weddings, those such kinds of communal celebrations, that it's better you have 80% of the budget covered, and then other people come in for that 20%.
That is really great.
I've also organized a bridal shower, and I did what one of the people that commented. I only made people pay for the food. Like it was a restaurant, and they only paid for their food. So all of the other costs, those were my costs, because I spearheaded the whole thing. I was basically the only organizer. So all the other costs that came in as the one who paid for them, they only paid for their food.
Yeah.
So they just came and carried a gift. But I have other events that I've been a part of, and oh my gosh. There was one, she organized, like one person was getting married, and there was an event, bridal shower, and then she organized a WhatsApp group and blah 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 blah. Remember, when you have a WhatsApp group, the reason why you come together is for you to actually organize, contribute to the whole event, as of suggest places that you'd like to go, suggest the amount of money that at least everyone is willing to part with. So this particular person was enforcing it on everyone, that we have to go to this place, and it costs this, and this is where we want to go. And then most of the people were quiet, but I came up and asked her. So I thought the reason why we came up with this group is for everyone to contribute and share ideas. We could actually get more affordable places. We could get more affordable places, and someone will spend quite a considerable, like not as high like she had suggested, and still be able to carry a good present. Because remember, when you go to a party, you're not going to go empty-handed. You have to pay, you have to contribute, and then you also carry a present.
Come with a gift. I think that thing where you let actually people be involved in the planning process, it's good, especially if you need them to contribute money. Because if you're paying for everything yourself, then I think you can dictate the places. But if you but if you're putting specifications, then at least get them involved. I think then they won't feel so.
So let me tell you how it ended. People left the group, someone else created another group. And then that was
one that they could afford,
when they could afford, where they could contribute, and then suggest different places.
Exactly.
And they created a different group. They created a different bridal shower
for the same purpose.
For the same person.
Yeah. About them. And then that gift thing you said is also true. People say, no, actually it's not a must, it's not a guarantee that you should come with a gift.
But it's like honestly implied.
Yes.
It's implied. Like, how can you go?
And then because even at these events, usually if it involves gifts, especially I think bridal showers or something, people require you to open the gift you've brought there physically. I've been to such events, so there is that pressure. Even if you tell someone, oh, it's not a must to bring a gift, no, they'll have that pressure.
Know, yes. There's like an entire session dedicated to opening the gifts while the event is still going on.
Exactly.
Because bridal showers are usually intimate.
Yeah.
They're usually intimate. So the other experience that I had was having, because of like too too many people wanting you to contribute is you have like your friend is getting married, you have to contribute. Or there's a birthday party, you have to contribute. There's this, you have to like you find yourself within a month, you have like 10 events to contribute to.
I know.
And then like it just doesn't make sense.
I know, and you know now you're talking about the different friends and families that you have, but now there is this thing whereby you contribute, not in a bad way, people, and I'm feeling guilty. Like you were called to contribute to someone's, let me say, wedding, and you did, and then later they're like, oh, we are planning for her bridal shower. You're in another WhatsApp group,
and then you're
like, oh my god, now we are having a baby shower, and you're like, but now while it's going on, you also have these all other friends, like that person who mentioned that comment where people have sales and families, and oh my god. And for me, unfortunately, the downside is that I have seen, especially when it comes to groups of people, I have seen people who come in, who start being present when they have a function, when the function is about to like take place, and I really find that unfair. Like someone starts coming or joining the group, and once the function is done, they are gone. Because okay, for me, I think, you know, when you
like
work for
those
your
friends who haven't kept in touch for a long time, then suddenly they inbox you,
and you're like, but,
and they're like, oh, I'm getting married, and
you're like, who are you? How do you look like?
We have a WhatsApp group, and
I think,
I don't know, it doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair, and it's like we're playing with people's emotions. Like at least be sensitive and approach certain people, and
that are like in your life or something.
Exactly. Actually, for me, I have people who have approached me with wedding budgets, and I honestly don't know their second name or where they come from or who they are. Like I know
they give you a pledge card.
Yes. And but I'm thinking, because you know how you create rapport, I want to like, where has the rapport come? Like there is nothing, like not in a bad way, but it's kind of it's and then now this thing whereby people contribute like a lot of, okay, I might understand, okay, first of all, why are you having a big function? Okay, I'm simple, and maybe for you people are extra, which is okay. But now if you cannot fund it, I think that's where the problem is. And there are people who have exceptions for. Maybe your family is really extended and they really ready to contribute. They're like, no, this has to be a big thing. Me, I will bring this, I'll bring this, I'll bring this. That is understandable. But I think for me, I've even been in circles, like in church. I grew up in church, and they bring this wedding budget meeting, because I think it is affected by religion sometimes, or traditions, whereby like the born again Pentecostal churches, okay, most people, like, you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. No fornication. So when someone finds someone they like, they be like, no, the wedding has to be fast and fast. So like you meet the person today,
so that's what happens
after, so that you don't have sex. So now that, but then you don't have not saved enough, like,
to
for your wedding,
have the wedding.
So I feel like,
I have conflicting opinions about this. But I know for certain that for cases like weddings, there are white contribution thingies for introduction ceremonies.
Yes, for some people.
They are.
I grew up in church.
Like
you contribute for the Coachella, for the
I thought those introduction, are like more intimate events.
Exactly. Like you said, someone actually mentioned that I wish people could fund especially the very intimate. But now the funding
not like
all those
Coachella and introduction are supposed to be like, for me, at least that's what I think. They're more like close family kind of thing. It's not like when you come to the Coachella, it's basically a very, very few people. Your man and maybe one of the brothers or something like that. So what I was gonna say is, for such ceremonies, for Coachella really that's introduction, but for weddings, I understand it's a communal event. It's something in this line, it's something that brings two families together, and they're celebrating the union of two awesome people in their lives, right? So for such things, I think people can request for contribution from their family members and close friends,
and it does not sound so cringy,
and not a random OG.
Family. Thank you.
You have taken like 1,000 years without talking to, and then you're sending them a pledge card.
I know, it is
You're
so
sending
weird.
them a budget. These are people that are like, this person has not spoken to you. Like, there's zero
You don't know what is going on in their life at that
relationship.
particular point.
There's zero
Honestly.
relationship.